And hello everybody, welcome back to the channel and welcome back to the first live stream of this season. Very excited to be back, guys, and what an occasion it is as well. It's our first game of the Champions League this season, also in the group stages against Feyenoord. Very much looking forward to this match as we kick off our Champions League, our European campaign this season. But yeah, before we get into the actual stream and going through the lineups and stuff like that, make sure you do drop a like on the stream because it will help with how well it does on YouTube and stuff like that. So if you can like the stream, it would be muchly and greatly appreciated. But let's go through the lineups for both teams quickly. We'll start with Feyenoord as they are the home team tonight. We are in Rotterdam at the Koop Stadium, a very nice ground as well. Has to be said. I know it's very big. I think it's like 45,000 capacity or something like that. But we'll go through their team first of all, as they are the home side. Wellenrufer in net, Truda at right back, Trauner and Hanko as the two centre backs, Hartman at left back, Wafer and Timber as a midfield two, with Paxau on the right, Stengs in the centre as a number 10, Evanu Suek on the left, and Yakubu Minter up front. They're playing a 4-2-3-1. Very interesting. I'm not too familiar with their team, if I'm completely honest. I do, obviously, we did a video on the build-up to this match, and we know that Jimenez, their main man, who's normally leading the line for them, is injured, I believe, or suspended. So he was not available for this match. And I know Yakubu Minter is on loan from Newcastle United, so I know a little bit about him, but that's about it. And he's the main man up front today. For us, it's Joe Hart in net, Greg Taylor at left back, Scales and Lager Bilk as the two centre backs, with Alistair Johnston at right back, Hatate McGregor and O'Reilly as a midfield three, Maida on the left, Kyogo up front, and his first start for the club, Luis Palma on the right, the Honduras winger. Hopefully, he has got big shoes to fill. Obviously, Jota left in the summer, and Abada, who was doing very, very well in that position, is now injured for about 4 months. So he has got some big shoes to fill. So hopefully he can do it tonight, and what better occasion as well on a European stage like this. So hopefully Palmer has a absolutely brilliant start. Pat Santos says Feyenoord to win by a few goals. Hope Celtic will win. Likes but can't see it with defence we have and lack of good big striker up front at this level. Bored I blame Rodgers if we fail. Yeah, I agree with the defence. Obviously, everyone knows about the defensive issues so far this season. A lot of players are injured. And we actually didn't cover it in a video because we didn't get enough time between the game starting and stuff like that. But Nat Phillips wasn't available for this match as well because he actually got injured in the build-up to the game, which just adds to our defensive crisis that we have currently going on. But yeah, not looking too good defensively. And obviously Kyogo's yet to score at this level, as Pat's just mentioned there. And hopefully tonight can be the night that he does score. I'm going to be a bit more optimistic than Pat. I'm going to say a 1-1 draw. I want to back us and say we're going to win it. But it's hard to with that defence we have for a big Champions League game and how good Feyenoord have been throughout last season and the start to their campaign. They're coming off a 6-1 win as well. They had a really good game in the Eredivisie last. But yeah, it is what it is. I'm going to go for a 1-1 draw. Slight optimism, maybe a bit of naivety, but we'll see how that goes with that prediction there. I'm going to go for Kyogo to score as well. I'm going to back the man who's on form right now in the league. Hopefully he can transfer that form across to Europe and do a job for us. But as I'm waffling on here, guys, the players are making their way out a very, very, very interesting tunnel here at the Koop. It's a trap door, which leads to a set of stairs where the players walk out of. Very, very interesting. And the camera's straight on that man who's wearing the number 7 jersey, Palmer. Obviously a big night for him to stake a claim in this team. And hopefully he can do it. I haven't gone through the bench yet. The bench is fairly interesting for both sides. Beelen, Zaroki, Johanneberg for Feyenoord, Jerusalem, Lopez, Van Den, Sawyer, Lamperu, Lingerer, Van Sass. That's their bench there. We have Yang on the bench, Turnbull, Home, Huyango Oi, Awata, Bernardo, Bain, Morrison, Forrest, Ralston, and Johnson as a backup striker as well. Kyogo, they may go for that shoulder. Yes, Kyogo obviously does have a dodgy shoulder, as you all know. And he's fit to play this game, but you might target that shoulder and get him off the pitch as soon as possible. Depends how they want to play. Now, we have a slight history of Feyenoord, to say the least. The 1970 European Cup final. Many Celtic fans believe we should have won that, but they were victorious that day. So hopefully, the first game in a while, we can get a good result here as well at the Coupe. But yeah, I have to give it Arne Slot praise as well, their manager. I'm surprised not many clubs have come in for him, really. I think he was linked to a few jobs, but I think he's definitely a very, very good manager. Quite a cool banner here as well at the Coupe for the Feyenoord fans. And should be a very, very good game. And it's a very nice stadium as well. But yeah, 1-1 draw is my prediction. Keep commenting down below your predictions for the match. Very keen to know what you guys make of it. But yeah, 4-3-3 TNT Sports are presenting here for Feyenoord. Paxal, the man leading the line, according to BT, with Yukuba Minta on the right-hand side. In contrast to what I said, with Yukuba Minta leading the line with a number 10 behind him. But they're saying it's a 4-3-3 for Feyenoord. But nonetheless, I'm sure they'll be looking to get a win in their first Champions League game of the season. McGregor here just switching flags with the Feyenoord captain. I will try to learn the Feyenoord players' names as we go along, because obviously it's no good if I just shout random Feyenoord numbers out. But I'll do my best to commentate on the match as well, whilst reading the live chat. And yeah. Just to go over the starting lineup again here. So Hart and net, Taylor at left back, Scales, Lagerbilk, Johnston, Hatate, McGregor, O'Reilly, Kyogo, Maida, and Palmer. Palmer, I'll keep my eye on him, seeing what he can do. Obviously, Yang's on the bench as well. Previously mentioned about the bench. He's another man that will be looking to step in whilst Abada's out injured. Another new boy as well. And there's also Tilio when he comes back from his own injury as well. So there's a lot of depth in these areas, but it depends how good that depth actually is. We'll have to wait and see, really, won't we? But Abada is definitely a big miss. There's just a momentary silence here for Morocco and Libya. Two very devastating disasters in both sets of countries. But the players are ready to kick on now. I think the first 10 minutes is always a good showing how we might perform as well. But I know the Feyenoord fans will definitely be up for it. About on time for kickoff now. I wish I had the sound on as well. Let's see how loud the away fans actually are this game. I can't really hear anything, obviously for copyright reasons, but I'm sure the away support are there back in the team. And Kyogo, hopefully he can break that kind of poor record of not scoring in the Champions League here. And it is Celtic that gets us off underway here now, with McGregor on the ball down to Greg Taylor straight on that left side of the pitch, playing it into O'Reilly, who is then dispossessed by the Feyenoord midfield, but it's quickly won back by Taylor again, and then Hatate, who then loses the ball again here to the Feyenoord midfield, with Kuba Minter coming in the inside to pass it out left, but a long ball forward straight away, and that forces Scales to get a foot in and clear it out of their box early on here before the ball fell to the attacker. Paxal, I believe his name is. But yeah, hoping for a big game from Scales today, and Lagerbilk has to be said as well. I mean, these players definitely aren't our first choices going into this match. We had a fully fit squad. Scales was brilliant against Rangers. He kind of picked up upon, but if he really, really wants to be a Celtic player for years to come, these are the type of matches he has to prove himself worthy. And this is a perfect opportunity for him. Obviously, it's a disappointing situation for the club as a whole, all these injuries. But players like Scales and Lega Bill, this is a perfect time to stake your claim, you know. And, you know, it was quite concerning seeing that he's our starting centre-back as well, because he was linked to go to Aberdeen all summer. But now that we need him in the team, it's not the case. Apologies for the line-up on the screen there, I'll try and fix it quickly. But it is Celtic still in possession here, passing it around the back with Johnson there to McGregor, the captain. Now out right to O'Reilly, who gets past the Feyenoord man, lays it off to Maida. Maida on the box here, and he's tackled there, and it goes out for a corner kick here to Celtic early on. Brilliant play from O'Reilly and Maida down that right-hand side. And, yeah, good challenge from the defender, I think, in the end. But definitely a corner, it should be. I believe it came off the defender's leg as it went out. I'm sure there would have been a VAR check on that as well. There was, and it was actually given as a goal kick to Feyenoord there. But Celtic do win back possession straight away with O'Reilly again, who early signs here, he's pressing really, really intensely when we are dispossessed, which is quite cool to see. But Feyenoord back in possession down that left side, which then goes out of play. Ivana couldn't get the ball, and it goes out for a throw-in to the boys. But so far, 50-50. Celtic are still holding a lot of the ball so far. But it's only 3 minutes in, so you can't really judge a game based on that. But I like Matt O'Reilly straight away, pressing very, very intensely when we are dispossessed, which is cool to see. Bear in mind as well, the Lazio and Atletico Madrid game is there on the bottom. You can see the live result of what's happening in that match. Keep an eye out for that, because they are in our group as well. Ideally, a draw would be good and a win for us. Or maybe a Lazio win. I think Atletico are a slightly better side. But we'll have to see. Minter is fouled there. Well, he wasn't fouled. He ran into Scales' back. And he's claiming for something, but the referee's not going to give it. I think he hit his Adam's apple. Yeah, Minter hit early on. He looks like he's choking on the floor here. He's been hitting the Adam's apple, which is quite a sore place to be hurt. And it wasn't Scales' fault. He got run into. But Minter's obviously wounded a little bit. He's fine. Scales is all smiles. He knows he's not done nothing wrong, so it's okay. But play will resume now, though, from a free kick or a drop ball. Yeah, I know Newcastle United rate this guy very highly. I've heard a lot about him. Minter. I think he's 18 years old, I believe. He was bought from some weird team in a different league, but Newcastle bought him and loaned him to Feyenoord. So he must have a little bit of potential about him. But it is Feyenoord in possession right now with their defence, passing it around. Trying to slow the tempo of the game, because Celtic have been pretty quick with the ball at their feet so far. And Celtic are back in possession again here now. This time a Palmer who's actually fouled, and it will be a free kick to the boys, just outside their own half. Now Johnson on the ball. To Scales. Out to Taylor. A long ball forward here for Palmer to collect, and he just takes a nice touch down his left foot, but he's then dispossessed by Hanko, the Feyenoord defender, who then passes it back to McGregor in the midfield for Celtic. Scales here, long ball forward, up to Palmer. Palmer now quick feet to McGregor. Now out to Hatate. Hatate with a long ball forward here for Palmer to chase. but Gitruda, the right back, gets there first, and he's keeping Palmer at distance and clears it out for a Celtic throw-in. Gitruda. Palmer finish shine. He looks quite good so far. Pretty quick with his feet. Palmer here now again. And he's tackled though. And it's cleared away again for to Greg Taylor here. Now McGregor. Taylor. Palmer. Nice dummy pass to Taylor. Taylor to the edge of the box here to McGregor. McGregor to Johnston. Johnston with a sliding challenge to the ball that goes out of play for a Celtic throw-in. Interesting start so far. Very quick football we're playing here right now. No time for Feyenoord to breathe as the ball goes out of play. Celtic straight back into it. And then the ball comes back to Hearts. Obviously, Hearts another talking point as well. Hearts been received a lot of stick in recent months, you could say. I mean, maybe rightfully so. Made a few mistakes. I thought he was good in the last few games. Obviously, this is a different type of level of match, in the Champions League. Obviously, Hart's got a lot of experience throughout his career with Manchester City and stuff like that. I'm so hoping we can get a good performance out of him. We don't need one of those mistakes in this match. But we'll see how he gets on. Not had too much to do so far. But a weak defence or a rotated defence due to injuries and Joe Hart having a bad day isn't ideal for a Champions League match. But Kyogo here on the break now for Celtic, using those quick legs on that right-hand side. Tries to feed a pass into Palmer, but it's blocked. But he does find Hatate now. Hatate trying to find O'Reilly, but that's read by the Feyenoord defence, who will pass it away from danger for now with Timber. Rodgers has now acquired plenty of Champions League experience, so he could have a decent game plan. Hopefully, yeah. I mean, we did quite well in the... Well, I say quite well. We come third. But we drew Man City 3-0, and we beat Anderlecht 3-0. And that was the last time we actually won in the group stage, so... It's been a while. 16-17 season, I believe. Or 15-16, I can't remember. One of those two seasons. It's been a while. So definitely drew 3 points in the group stages of the Champions League. So as you mentioned, Rodgers got a lot of experience, so it should be this year really that happens. Come on, Celtic. Yeah, I think it's been. If you guys are watching the game along with the live stream here, what are your thoughts on the first nearly 10 minutes here? I think Celtic look pretty up for it, to be honest. As you expect, but they look really good. Really good so far. McGregor here now to Maida, who is kind of tackled a little bit there, but goes out of play for a Feyenoord throw-in. Also, well, try and help us get to 30 likes before half time for our first stream back as well. That'd be greatly appreciated, and it helps us out with the stream as well, getting pushed out there to more people. Lagerbilk here now to Johnston. I'm sure his match sharpness isn't the best right now. Johnston's still trying to ease back in from that long-term injury that he had. But he's been a brilliant player since we signed him. Now Timber on the ball here for Feyenoord in the midfield. A long ball forward here, trying to cut the line of the Celtic defence here. Fine, and Minter, I believe, takes a shot, but Scales clears it away. I believe that was Minter, I think it was. The offside flag is up, but... but so far looking pretty good. Yeah, offside there, sorry. There's a long ball forward there from Timber to their winger. It fell to Minter, and he took a shot, but it was saved by Joe Hart and cleared away by Scales. But pretty reckless defending there from Johnston. Could be a foul, because it was not a clear off-scoring opportunity, but the player was breaking through and Johnston pulled him to the floor, but referee says nothing wrong with it because it was offside. Sorry, I'm stuck on the bloody bus, mate. That's a nightmare. What is this game? Apart from that chance there from Feyenoord, I think it's been pretty much all Celtic so far. Kyogo on the ball here. Pass back to Hatate, but cleared away by Feyenoord. And now to McGregor. McGregor now back to Taylor. Taylor up to that boy Palmer. Palmer loses the ball though. He needs to be a bit quicker with what he wants to do. Pass the ball, get away from his feet. Seemed a bit hesitant there of what he wanted to do, whether he wanted to attack with the ball or pass it back. He wasn't too sure, and ended up losing the ball instead. And that goes out of play again for Feyenoord. Everyone, what's the score going to be? I said 1-1. I think Pat said it would be 3-1 Feyenoord, yeah. Now Feyenoord back in possession here with their centre-backs. Heading home to watch it. And hopefully you get there with plenty of time left. Now Feyenoord on the ball here with Ivanisevic. Rudy says 3-2 Celtic. Well, that would be a good game. Now Gutruda, the right back, up to Timber, who's then dispossessed there by O'Reilly, I believe. And he fouls O'Reilly trying to win the ball back, and it is a Celtic free kick on the halfway line. Yeah, but I'm liking O'Reilly so far this game. He's looking pretty good. He's up for it. Palmer there with a poor pass to Hatate, and Feyenoord do win back possession here. Now with Timber here, sliding into the ball against Johnston. Feyenoord still in possession here. Long ball forward here for their right winger. And it does fall to the winger. 1-on-1 now with Greg Taylor on that right-hand side for Feyenoord. Up to Minter, I believe. He takes a shot and it almost goes out for a throw-in. And Johnston will collect that. And he is fouled there by the left back. And it will be a Celtic free kick in their own half. But an interesting shot there. Well, when Celtic sell off their best player, Jota, and their main centre-back injured, and their best young player out in Abada, I have to say Feyenoord. Oh yeah, I don't argue your opinion, to be fair. The defence is looking a bit... the defence is a little bit shaky. I was hoping Joe Hart has an absolute worldie of a day. Absolute blinder. Yeah, I'm gutted about Abada though. One of my favourite players and so much potential. Hopefully it doesn't affect him long term with that injury, like in his career. Hopefully he recovers and is completely fine afterwards. Yeah, but he was doing so well as well in Jota's place. But Hatate here now for Celtic takes a shot and a fairly comfortable save there for the keeper. Outside the box, kind of trying to pass it into the bottom left corner, but it wasn't really that much into the corner. It's a relatively comfortable save in the end for the keeper. I'm being optimistic. Celtic all the way, Rao to get a goal. Said that as soon as he took a shot. Prediction, Feyenoord 0, Celtic -1. Same here, Bard's my favourite player. Yeah, I'm so glad he's definitely staying now with his contract and stuff like that. I was quietly annoyed when he was linked to like Southampton and stuff like that earlier on in the transfer window. I was like, I didn't see the reasoning behind selling him. I didn't see the thought process. Get some money, but sometimes money isn't everything. You need these players in the team, especially when Jota's gone. You don't need money. I like the look of Yang. He looks brilliant. Yeah, I think he's been brilliant so far in his cameo appearances. He's looked pretty good. Just need more game time as well for him. There's a lot of players to really, bed into the squad now. I mean, we made a lot of signings. Some players that we haven't even seen yet, like Tilio's not even really made much of an impact. He's injured, sorry. Tilio's not made any appearances, injured, and then got Quo as well. Not really done too much so far. A long ball forward here for Minter, and Joe Hart collects it there. But a nice pass there from the centre-back. Yeah, there's a lot of players really to see yet from the summer that we signed. Yeah, Quo, Tilio, even Nowaki made a few appearances before getting injured. Really loads of them. Yang, probably forget some. I'm surprised we still have O'Reilly, to be honest. Yeah, same. I thought he'd be gone as well. There's a lot of brilliant players in this team right now. It's still not the best transfer window, in my opinion. We could have got some better players in. I wanted that Angelino, that left back from Nantes as well, but it never happened. Oh, Phillips as well. Sorry, I haven't even seen Phillips yet either. I think Lega Bilga's a dark horse. Yeah. Hatate here now for Celtic, and just clear it away. Do you know when Ange went to Spurs, I thought the one player he would actually target would be Hatate. I mean, there's no interest in him whatsoever. I was kind of surprised about that. I thought maybe he might try and get some players, bring him across to Spurs, but he didn't really try to do anything like that. Minter here now for Feyenoord, and it's cleared away by Celtic for now. Out to Timber, now out to the left-hand side here for the Dutch outfit. Cuts inside on his right foot, passes back to Timber. Timber now to the right back, and Timber again. Now back to the left back here. I'm trying to remember some of these names. Yeah, Phillips played at the weekend. Yeah, I know. I just didn't get to see much of them yet. There's so many players you haven't really seen loads of yet. Still a lot of players to see. Like Quo, we've seen a little bit, not much. Yang, a little bit, not much. Tilio, none of. Phillips, a little bit, not much. Nowaki, a few games. I think once we get over this defensive crisis at the back, we'll be completely fine, to be honest. We'll see what happens. Yeah, it's Feyenoord in possession again here now with Minter, but it's cleared away by Taylor. And out for a Celtic throw-in. But yeah, 20 minutes nearly played so far. 0-0. I do think, I'd say Celtic had the majority of the ball in the first 10. I think Feyenoord have got into the game now. And they've had a few long balls gone forward that Celtic have had to deal with. Nothing too dangerous as of yet, but we need to be careful that defence doesn't open up and they can get through one-on-one with the keeper. That's me home now, telly time. No, not too bad. 20 minutes in. Don't really miss too much. So. A few chances for Feyenoord, but not much. Palmer here got a nosebleed. He's been knocked in the face. So the player stopped a little bit whilst he receives treatment. That was a challenge with Gertruda there, right back. He looks fine, just a little bloody nose. He's looked pretty lively so far, Palmer. I'd say he needs to be a bit more just decisive of what he's doing. He's a bit he gets the ball and he's not too sure whether to attack the defence or pass it or do what. On the time he's decided, he kind of already lost the ball and stuff like that. But that's just maybe a bit of rustiness, I don't know. I'm sure he'll grow into the game. But it is Scales here now. To Hatate. Back to Scales now. A poor pass back to Joe Hart. And he will be forced to hoof it up long, which he has done. Tries to find Kyogo, but it falls to Taylor now instead. And Taylor with a long ball forward which O'Reilly will chase, and so will Maida here. But the Feyenoord defence have dealt with it and headed it back to their keeper for now. And now the Dutch side back in possession again. Kyogo been quiet so far this game, not had too many chances really. But he's been pressing the ball as well, like he had just done there, but didn't manage to get it this time. And now Feyenoord are attacking down that left side of the pitch, finding Timber in the centre, who then drives the ball out wide again. Now back to his midfield partner. Now Gertrude here back to his centre back. Who's injured? I got calf. No one's injured. It was just Palmer had to get some treatment quickly. He had a bloody nose. Some guy whacked him in the face. But he's fine. He's back on the pitch now. So I want to know your guys' opinion. Do you think pressure will be on Rodgers if he doesn't at least get a third place finish in this group? Obviously, we can no longer get a domestic treble this season. Do you think the pressure should be on Rodgers if we can't maybe get third place in this Champions League group? Let me know in the live chat. Or do you think that's a bit of an overreaction if we don't get out of the group with anything? But Scales here now with a long ball forward, trying to find Kyogo on the run. I do like the idea of that, trying to hoof it long for Kyogo, but maybe make the passes a little bit more accurate and it might work. Palmer that just retrieved the ball back there. Nicely done. Nice bit of footwork from the Honduras winger. Now to Scales. Back to Bilk. Lega Bilk. Scales to Hatate. Dispossessed though. Sloppy play by Celtic. And now Timber's on the ball here. A pass out to the right hand side. Now teeing up a shot from number 20. And that's blocked by Scales and cleared away by O'Reilly. But only as far as to that number 20 again, who gives it back to Gertrude. Now Feyenoord are slowly going into the game. Timber. And that will play again for another Feyenoord throw. But yeah, there's definitely the last 15 minutes or so been majority the Dutch side here. But Paxal, with the ball here on that right hand side. Hoofs the ball into the box and it goes out of play for a goal kick to Celtic. Pretty poor cross from Paxal. Completely forgot about Bernardo as well. Paulo Bernardo from Benfica on loan as well. Forgot about him completely. He's also in the. He's also there somewhere as well. Crazy. McGregor. Now to Palmer. Palmer with a nice long pass forward to Maida there. But unfortunately this time the Feyenoord defender does get there first. But a loose ball almost falls to Kyogo. But the keeper clears it away up to Lega Bilk. Nice pressing though from Kyogo. Very, very switched on when the ball was loose there. You almost thought you can get it on the end of it. But the keeper does get there first. But McGregor here now to Taylor. Taylor out to O'Reilly, but it's blocked. And now back to Johnston. Now that ball finds its way back to Joe Hart. He's had a pretty quiet game, made one save, but other than that, he's just been chilling in his box, not had to do too much. Here's the stats so far. 52% possession for Feyenoord, 48% for Celtic. One total attempt from Feyenoord, 3 from Celtic and 1 on target for Celtic, 0 on target for Feyenoord. So you could say Celtic had the better chances. Hart here now, the long ball forward. To Maida. Dispossessed again by the midfield of Feyenoord. Now their keeper hoops it long. Up to Taylor. Now Taylor hoops it back up the pitch. And that will go out of a throw-in for Feyenoord. Paxal, that was. And now Feyenoord still in possession here, but still passing it around in their own half. Trying to break on an attack here, but Matt O'Reilly does win the ball back for Celtic. But Hatate pretty sloppy there. Not really looking, not had his head on the floor, not really looking where he's passing, and he loses the ball again. And now Timber will collect it. He's got Minter on the right there, which he will use. Now to Paxal. To Gertruda. Out to Minter on the right. Minter with a shot, curling shot, and that goes over the bar and out for a goal kick. But Taylor needs to be a bit more alert on that side there. It's pretty poor defending from the boys. It's Palmer as well, got the better of, actually. Apologise. It's Palmer. Not a bad effort from Minter. But it doesn't trouble Joe Hart this time, but it needs to be a bit more better defensively from the boys. So far, Onslaught looks like a very vocal man. There's a potential penalty check here against Celtic. I think it might be something to do with Greg Taylor. I'm not too sure. I need to see the replay for that. But a potential penalty check. Is it a handball they're claiming for? It seems that way. And it does touch his arm, but that's a natural position in my opinion, the way he leans over to try and stop the ball. No intention behind that whatsoever, and the referee agrees because it's not been given. And the check is over, yeah, as it should be. But McGregor has the ball here now for Celtic to O'Reilly. Now to Scales. Later build back to Scales. Scales attempts to switch the play across the Maida, but O'Reilly gets there first. Now Scales again here. To Taylor, now to Hatate. Back out to Palmer on that left side of the pitch. Now to Hatate. A good chance to feed the ball into O'Reilly. He does. O'Reilly to Kyogo. He tries to pass it to him, but the keeper gets there first. Nice play, though, from Palmer, Hatate, O'Reilly there. That was a good bit of pass and play from the boys. And the Feyenoord keeper there comes out the box of the ball. He does a step over before passing it to his teammate. 60% for Celtic to win. I've seen that, yes, the poll. There's 165 votes, guys. 165. Feyenoord 27%. Draw 16, which is what I said, draw. And Celtic win 58. Now, also taking into account we are a Celtic channel, so I'm sure there'll be a lot of optimism behind those votes, but that's quite a high percentage for a opposition team to get. But what I've seen so far, I think a draw is quite realistic so far. I think maybe a win is quite realistic as well. I think you always kind of expect the worst. Like, given our recent form in the group stages, I mean, we haven't won in many, many years, so you kind of expect the worst when you go into these games, but so far, we've been alright. Not been bad whatsoever. Ball comes into the box here, cleared away by Scales. He looks pretty solid so far. I have to give him credit. He looks more sturdy at the back than Lagerbilk so far, and Taylor. Maida here trying to break on the counter-attack from that free kick from Feyenoord, but he is dispossessed. Got a Tudor here for Feyenoord. Palmer's pressing him. Now, him pass it out the back here to Timber. Got Paxal making a run down the middle. And Celtic do win back possession for now. Johnson here to Hatate. A little score update quickly for the other teams in the group. Atletico Madrid are 1-0 up. Barrios scored for them against Lazio, away from home. Hala Madrid. Got some Madrid fans in here. But yeah, Celtic are still in possession. And we are still 0-0. Now Minter here wins the ball back for Feyenoord. Now to Paxal. Paxal with a shot, what it looks like. But Celtic do win back the ball. Now Palmer is fouled, and that should be a free kick. No, referee says play on. Gertruda now for Feyenoord. Passes it into Minter. Now back to Gertruda. Taylor trying to get in front of him, but Gertruda still gets there. Puts a cross into the box, and Scales heads it out for a corner to Feyenoord. Shaky moment there in the defence. And the referee, or the linesman, sorry, has finally put his flag up, so that will not count as a corner. I think you play till ball goes out of play in that situation, so good call from the linesman, but it was offside. But a poor goal kick from Joe Hart, and it goes out of play for a throwing to Feyenoord. Also, drop a like on the stream if you just joined as well. We're trying to get to 30 before half time, which is about 12 minutes away, and we need 2 more likes, so much appreciated. Minter here now. Just loses the ball to Scales. Scales to Joe Hart. Now Hart to Lagerbilk. Lagerbilk hoofs it long. Finds a Feyenoord player, but comes back to McGregor, and McGregor loses the ball to Minter. Minter takes a shot, and Joe Hart tips it over the bar, and that'll go out for a corner. He had a lot of space there in the middle of the park there to take a shot. Didn't really trouble the keeper in the end, but a few of those, and my heart will not be able to take it. So, quick reaction from Joe Hart. It wasn't really much to do, but you never like those moments, do you, when someone pings a long shot at your goalkeeper. But the ball comes in to play from the corner. They play it short, out to the edge of the box, and there's a poor corner routine for Feyenoord, and that goes out of play for a goal kick. That was a man of Zuick kicked out of play. Scales here to Lagerbilk again. And now up to Palmer, who then kicks out a play for a Feyenoord throw-in. I'm not too sure what to make of him so far. I think that Gertruda's kind of had the better of him so far on that right/left-hand side. Left-hand side for Palmer. Now Feyenoord are in possession of their keeper. Referee's called for a free kick here. A yellow card on McGregor as he was lying on Timber's legs as he tried to break free on the counter-attack. And McGregor's got a yellow card, love that. Slides on the challenge and he's has Timber in a bloody leg lock. Yeah, that is a yellow card, I think, to be fair. That is a yellow card. He was lying on the midfielder's... he was lying on his legs. But it's a free kick to Feyenoord. Now the plays on again with Minter on that right side of the pitch here. To Paxal. Paxal trying to feed the ball into the left-hand side. But Johnson's read that and he clears away the danger for now. But it has to be said, the last few minutes here, it's all been all Feyenoord here. But Celtic can break on the counter-attack here. We're now with Maida on that right side of the pitch, using his pace. Takes a shot, and it's saved by the keeper. And it goes out of play for a corner. Panenka TV says Atletico Madrid will win the group. 2, 3, and 4 is up for grabs for everyone. I don't know. Don't think Atletico Madrid had the best summer transfer window. I think we could beat them. Palmer here now for Celtic. O'Reilly takes a shot on a half volley and it goes over and out for a goal kick. Who is your favourite Dutch team? I've been travelling a few times. I met a few Utrecht fans. I'll probably say Utrecht. FC Utrecht. I met a few of their fans. They're quite cool guys. So just for that experience alone, I'd probably say Utrecht. Bit of a weird choice, I know, but it is what it is. But yeah, Utrecht. Who's your favourite team? Gertrude here now for Feyenoord. Now, midfield, Timber. Well, long ball forward, trying to find Paxal, which he does do. I think he does find him, but he heads it back to Palmer now. And Celtic are back in possession. That Paxal seems to be offside quite a lot in this match, so I'm not sure if that's due to our defensive line or what it is, but we'll take it. If he keeps getting through on goal, he's offside, then we'll take it. But Taylor here now for Celtic on that left side. Finds Palmer. Palmer in good space. He cuts on his right foot. Oh, a good bit of defending from Feyenoord. And they clear away the danger for now. And they will get a free kick after Johnson tries to win the ball back. And it fouls a player. Ajax. Yeah, Ajax have fallen off a little bit, I think. I think they're like 12th, are they? Or 10th in the league? Don't think they're doing too good. Not too sure what's happened to them. The Ten Hag era is over, clearly. Roy McShane says, I can't lie, I think it's going to be a draw. Yeah, I think that's the most likely outcome, but that's the outcome I can see happening right now. We started the game so well, but the last few minutes has been majority Feyenoord, apart from that counter-attack. But yeah, be positive. We're going to win. But as I was saying, like, you kind of go into these games with a sense of like nervousness about you because we haven't won in so long in the group stages. But we've done quite well so far. I mean, not bad at all, really. Feyenoord are the best team in Netherlands right now, with a team filled of Ajax, as Panenka said, PSV, Utrecht, stuff like that as well. These big teams out there in the Eredivisie, and they are the best of them all. So they're no easy side to beat, but we've done so well so far. But McGregor now on the ball, gives it to O'Reilly. Back to O'Reilly here with a 1-2 with Johnston. Now trying to find Johnston again, and he does find him, and that's a nice pass to Johnston. Now Johnson with a long ball forward here for Maida to chase, but it's too heavy and it goes out of play for a goal kick to Feyenoord. Who will win the Eredivisie this season? I don't really watch it too much, but I'll probably say Feyenoord again, from what I've seen. Probably not Ajax though, they're not looking too good. I'm only interested in Celtic. Hell. But it is Feyenoord back in possession again here now. On the left side of the pitch with a long ball forward here, trying to find Minter, but Taylor reads it nicely and heads it away, and now finds O'Reilly. Now O'Reilly to Palmer. Palmer out to Johnson. Poor pass by Palmer. And I think that almost goes out of play there. No, it doesn't go out of play. And Celtic lose possession here from a poor pass by Palmer. On that left side of the pitch, takes a shot. And just goes wide there. But that's terrible, terrible play. 1 by Palmer and 2 by Johnson. He had the ball in play. He kind of just let go of the ball because he thought it went out of play. And it wasn't. He kept it in. And, yeah. Actually, it was Maida's fault, actually. Maida thought it went out of play. And he let the ball go on. And Feyenoord attacked the ball and went down the left side of the pitch. And it is a corner now to them for that mistake. Will City win 2 in a row? Did they beat Red Star? I'm assuming you mean Man City. Corner comes in, headed away by O'Reilly, and comes off the defender's head as well, so it goes out for a goal kick to Celtic. I think City will win. I don't know. Maybe Bayern Munich. Something about Tuchel, I don't know. Or maybe Celtic, who knows. Johnson here tries to defend against Paxel. It goes to Palmer. Palmer's got the ball here for Celtic. Can he break on the counter-attack? He gives it back to Taylor. If we can go to half-time and 0-0, I'll be relatively happy with that, because I think the last few minutes we've struggled a little bit here. And the last thing you want is to go down 1-0 before half-time. So that changes the whole mood and swing of the game. He'll win the UCL. Probably Bayern Munich. Right, I'm gonna go Bayern. Just for Tuchel, I think it's quite good. Timber here with a shot from distance. Goes over the bar. Never really troubled the keeper. Ipswich or Norwich? Ipswich or Norwich? What a question. What's that derby called? The old barn derby. Ipswich and Norwich. It's 2 stinking teams. Probably Ipswich. I don't know. Ipswich and Norwich. I don't know. Who do you prefer? Joe Hart here now for Celtic. Hoofs it long. Fine in Johnston. Johnston's fouled there. That'll be a free kick. And it is. Play it quickly here now to Lagerbilk. The Old Farm Derby. Some name that. Joe Hart here now. Across to Scales. Scales did pretty good so far. I'll give him his credit. Hart here. It's very, very close to being a very poor pass. It was actually quite a good pass to Johnson in the end. McGregor. Long ball forward. It's not really good though, McGregor, is it? Because you're not really passing it to anyone. You're passing it back to them. Turn your super chats on, I'll buy you a coffee. I don't know how to turn it on. I don't know. Appreciate that, but I don't know how to. Is it off? I thought it was on. I didn't know it was off. Feyenoord back in possession now. We are approaching the 45th minute here, and the guy with the time signs given 3 added minutes. Which seems about right. There's not been much stoppage in play, apart from Palmer earlier on. But other than that, and Minter earlier on, there's not been much stoppage. For 3 minutes is quite a lot, actually. I mean, if this is last season, that'd probably be no stoppage time whatsoever for this game. I can't get my stream up. Did I miss anything? Not really, mate. It's been majority Feyenoord in the last few minutes. So hoping we can go into this half time, 0-0 and not 1-0 down. But as I do say that, O'Reilly's given away a free kick of a challenge on Timber in quite a dangerous position here. It's a shooting distance for Feyenoord. Do you watch Plug Talk? I don't know what that is. Plug Talk. Is it a football show? Is that the one with Jake Humphries, their podcast? He did one with he had someone on there recently. I can't remember who it was. Yeah, Jake Humphries, the Sky Sports guy. Is that Plug Talk? Kyogo Edward. Oh, it's a goal. Feyenoord. That is stinking. Just as what I was saying. No. It's a goal. From the free kick. For God's sake. It's just not. What? Why now? Right before half time? I think the scorer is. Who scored that? It was some free kick, to be fair. It was a deflection. It must have been, right? No, that's just a really good free kick. Low and hard in the bottom right corner. Could Joe Hart do better, maybe? It bounced kind of in the centre of the goal. He could have maybe pushed it out. Did he get a hand on it? I don't know. The way it bounced is quite strange. Joe Hart's raging, but I think he might take some blame for that. I mean, it kind of bounced kind of close to him. Could he not push that out, maybe? I don't know. Or was it just a really good free kick? It was Stengs that scored it, sorry. I do apologise. I was trying to learn the names as I went along, but I was kind of not expecting a goal there and then. But it is 1-0 Feyenoord. And we go into half time, what looks like it'll be 1-0 down, which is annoying because it's what I said. It just changes the whole outlook and the whole team talk at half time. It's a big difference, you know. It's not ideal. It's not ideal whatsoever. Stengs some free kick, but and you got all the Rangers fans coming in. Update the score, you madman. I have. It just takes a bit of time, there's a bit of delay on it. We can do a draw. Yeah, absolutely. I said 1-1 at the start. But from what I've seen in the last 20 minutes this half, has not been good. And Palmer slipping on his arse left, right and centre. Not too sure what they've done to the pitch here, but I think I've got a bit of conspiracy theory here. They got different boots onto us, I think, because we're slipping around there not. So, I don't know what's happening there. I've seen Hatate slipping his arse about 3 times. Palmer slipping his arse about twice. Something dodgy going on here. Back to the question. Kyogo or Edouard? Definitely Kyogo, in my opinion. Kyogo over a majority of strikers in our history. But I suppose Kyogo needs to do it in the European stage. He needs to do it tonight, for example. He's a brilliant domestic striker, but maybe start scoring in Europe. Need some dating advice. Yeah, shoot. I've got 15 minutes now, or half time. I was going to go get a cup of tea, but you can do some dating advice if you want. Here's annoying though. Literally 47th minute in. As I said before as well that last season that wouldn't have been 3 minute stoppage time. Nothing really stopped the play. We had 2 slight issues with the players, Palmer and Minter, but it wouldn't really justify being 3 minute stoppage time last season, but they've obviously changed the rules about stoppage time and stuff like that. It isn't the end of the world. Yeah, true. It's not ideal. Half time. Let's look at Celtic Twitter whilst we're at it as well. Everything Celtic. Well, we can't say it hasn't been coming. However, I did not expect it to be like that. Embarrassing, really. Yeah, Celtic Twitter not too happy. It's just disappointing. I seen you and Troy Francis in Cancun. You was pretty close on the beach. Troy Francis. What's the deal with that? I don't know. I've been spotted in Cancun. Doing what? Anything is possible still. Absolutely. That's what I was thinking, Kieran. I wasn't too sure. I wasn't if I was being stupid or not. It felt like he should have saved there. The way it bounced initially, it bounced kind of close towards him. He should have pushed it at least a little bit out. Like he's got to get his hands on that. He's quite close to it, but it doesn't really matter. He didn't get a touch on it. Or did he push into his own net? I didn't really. I don't know. It bounced relatively close to him there. Should have saved it. Let's check the other scores as well whilst we're at it. Might as well check the other Champions League scores. We know Atletico Madrid are winning their game. Barcelona are pumping Antwerp 3-0. João Felix, Lewandowski, and an own goal from one of their players. Zvezda Zvezda are beating Manchester City at the Etihad. Hold on. These teams. Zvezda Zvezda, Celtic, Feyenoord, SB, the Romanian team. These are the teams you want to see win games. It's not about money. It's about passion. It's about history. Zvezda Zvezda also won the European Cup. Bakari, 45th minute. Zvezda Zvezda. I love that. Unbelievable. Manchester City are losing to Red Star Belgrade. But Porto are beating Shakhtar 3-1. Not too surprised. And then PSG and Dortmund are drawing 0-0. But definitely the big upset is Zvezda Zvezda. The bloody Google score says Celtic got 5% chance. I never listened to that. I always think that's bollocks. That this doesn't. Yeah, crap. What birds are better, English or Scottish? It depends what cities you're talking about. Don't mind a Glaswegian bird. Stay away from the Edinburgh ones. I don't know. I won't go for a Brummy girl either. So it depends what city really. I think Glasgow maybe. Yeah, I'll go Scottish girls. Been with a few. But yeah, that's mad. I went to a Crvena Zvezda game a few weeks ago. I was in Serbia for a bit of business, and even on there, I got on there for free because it was a league game in Serbia. And the team they were playing against weren't very good, and I got on there for free. Even their ultras at the time still showed up with flares and stuff like that. They were loving it. And it wasn't good compared to Celtic Park and stuff like that, but we kind of sell out every game, regardless of who we were playing against. It was still quite open and empty, but it was quite good, to be fair, the atmosphere. But the fact they're beating Man City, I do like that. That's very, very cool. Yeah, we've got money ruining football here. One of the biggest criminals for it is Manchester City. And look where they're at now, getting pumped by Crvena Zvezda, who's probably, the whole squad probably isn't worth one of their players. Just put it into hindsight, really. Anything's possible. But guys, I'm going to go away for 5 minutes here, just before the second half starts, just to get some tea and stuff like that. But hoping that we can get a goal back, and I'm hoping that Crvena Zvezda can beat Manchester City. But yeah, be back in 5 minutes. And we're back, guys, for the second half of the match, I believe. The players are coming out of the tunnel now. I'm just doing some stretches before they get on the pitch. But yeah, quickly before we get into the second half here, I think some people ask some questions here. Who's behind Taylor in the pecking order? Get him on. Yeah, it's not been his best game so far, it has to be said. I mean, Greg Taylor's not too good. I'll see if there is any substitutions being made at halftime. I doubt it, but we'll have to have a little look and see. Feyenoord a pretty good damn team. Yes, they are not bad. I mean, but we can beat them. We can. The first 20 minutes is, if that's something to go by, we are good enough to beat them. But obviously, the last 25 minutes was piss poor. So it all depends, really, doesn't it? If the players want to stay up for it and get a result. We are back underway now for the second half, and they are trying to do the old FIFA kickoff glitch where they hoof it up long, but that's not worked out this time. But it is Minter on the ball now for Feyenoord. Lays it off back to Grumuda, who heads away by Lega Bilk. And now back to Feyenoord in possession. Quickly as well, because I know probably get a few subscribers from these streams. If you are new around here, we do upload regular content on this channel. It's not just streams, it's like daily Celtic news that we cover anything that's happening at the club. And you know, I try and pride myself on being fairly reliable as well, and not giving you guys crap and garbage that you see everywhere else on the internet with regards to like Mbappe coming to Celtic and stuff like that. None of that crap. It's all real news. So if you have a look at the channel, we've got loads of uploads about certain things throughout the club. So make sure you are subscribed, and also like some of the videos as well if you do enjoy them. But it is Feyenoord on the attack now, down that left-hand side, and I think he's offside. He is. That was Paxo. And he is offside. So we will get a free kick. And O'Reilly will take this one. It's also worth mentioning as well, there's been no substitutions as of yet. But, yeah, a few bad mistakes from Taylor, in my opinion, not like too good. Palmer, not that impressed so far, if I'm completely honest. I think he's got something about him. He's very agile with the ball, but a bit indecisive with what he wants to do with the ball. Hatate's been a bit poor as well, in my opinion. I think O'Reilly's been decent. Kyogo's not had too much to do. He's been fairly absent from the game. I think Scales has looked alright as well, defensively. Joe Hart probably should have saved that free kick. But it is Feyenoord again here now at the back post with a shot, and that's cleared away by O'Reilly. But again, poor defending from the boys. And it is Feyenoord that started the second half on the front foot. My prediction was a 1-1 draw, so we do need to get a goal back. But it is Mint on the ball here now for Feyenoord. That right hand side, tries to lay it off to Paxel. But that man again, O'Reilly, was there to clear it away. And for me, so far, he's been our best player. Has to be said, O'Reilly's probably been the best player on the pitch for us. And now Palmer wins a throwing for Feyenoord. But yeah. Now Timber. Back across to Useka Buick. Apologies, I think my mic just cut off there. And now it's Feyenoord again on that left-hand side. With a ball into the box that goes out of play from Paxel. Yeah, and that'll be a goal kick to Celtic. But it's a replay of that Matt O'Reilly clearance. Very good bit defensive work from him. And Man City have equalised straight away. Not too surprised, I suppose. But Maida here have a chance, trying to press the defence of Feyenoord, but they do clear it away for now. And they will break on the counter-attack. Panenka TV, would Todd Campbell get in the Celtic team? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Oh, we're at. Who would he get in the team over Panenka? You tell me. Realistically. Who is he better than? Maybe make an argument. He might be better than Sorrow. Maybe. Obviously he left. Other than that, I don't know who else he's better than. I think I'd rather have Sorrow over Cantwell. Scales here, 2 leg milk. And Maida wins a foul. Jack Butland or for Hart, be honest. Hart. Just look at the history of them both. Joe Hart was a regular England #1. Jack Butland made like two caps for his country. Shot there from... I don't know who took the shot there. I think it was Palmer with the shot, but it was saved by the Feyenoord keeper. No, you can't say Jack Butland's better than Hart. Where's the evidence to back that up? Tate tries to find O'Reilly. It's a poor pass from Tate again. He's been pretty sloppy today. Not been too good. Scales to McGregor. Luton or Barnett? Barnett. Now trying to find McGregor here. It goes out of play for a goal kick to Feyenoord. I'll be completely honest. Not been a good start to the second half. Some changes need to be made. I'll bring on Yang for Palmer. Take Taylor off for someone. And put Ralston at right back. Johnson at left back. Seems a bit risky, but I don't know. I do think we could. I do think we could beat these guys if we had a full fit team. It's just annoying. Where would Celtic finish in the Premier League with their current team? I think with a fully fit team, I don't know. Mid-table. Fully fit. Palmer here with the ball. Good chance here for Celtic. And he's got fouled in the box. The referee instantly waves his arm, saying it's not a penalty. Not a penalty. It looked like a clothesline to me, but the referee says no penalty. Poor clearance from the Feyenoord goalkeeper, and Palmer with a chance there. Trying to cut on his left foot, but they got fouled, but the referee said play on. That is Feyenoord again on the possession. It's Gertruda. Passing it back to their defence again. Yinka. Now to their captain. They're definitely playing with a slower tempo now, Feyenoord. A bit more slow in possession. Not really trying to get the ball at the pitch too much. But the keeper now have a long ball forward to Minter. Poor touch, but it does fall to Timber. On that right hand side. Back to Minter. Ball comes to the box. Headed away there by Scales. Now back to Gertruda. It's just annoying. You can tell that the defence is shaky. You can tell. Ball into box by Feyenoord. It's going to fall to a player. He lays it off and Scales clears it away. But again, pretty disappointing. Come on, Celtic, get a goal. Hopefully. Lega Bilk now. Back to Hart. Now to Bilk again. Back to Joe. To Scales, sorry. I'd say Ralston. Scales. Scales now up to Palmer, I believe, on that left-hand side. And he wins a throw-in for his team. Still not too convinced of his performance this game. Has to be said. But I think we are about to make our first substitution of the game. See a player warming up on the sidelines. I'll let you know who it is in a second. We do have possession right now. We're long ball forward here, trying to find Maida. Again, dispossessed, but Hatate wins it back, then he's fouled. And this time it'll be yellow card to the Feyenoord midfielder. That is Timber that gets the yellow card this time. Definitely a clear foul. To be fair to Kyogo, man, he hasn't had much chances in front of goal, but he's pressed really well. When he can sniff a chance, he's there, constantly pressing the ball, trying to get the ball back. So credit where credit's due. Like, it's given that one chance for him to shoot. It's in the back of the net. It's done. It's done. We're not creating enough chances right now for the man up front. So it's annoying. We've got a throw in here now. Taylor to Palmer. Back to Taylor. Now to Scales. Cross to Lega Bilk. Back to Scales again here. Now Taylor again. To Johnston. McGregor. Kyogo. O'Reilly. Poor touch by O'Reilly, to be fair. Could have played a nice 1-2 there to Kyogo if he got the touch right, but he didn't. Just not been our night so far. And there's a free kick to Feyenoord after an unintentional handball by McGregor. Right, Yang and Home are set to come on here. Yang is on for Palmer. Probably not his best game. You could argue it's a hard game to start. Your first game for a club. But that's why you're brought in, mate, to impact on the big occasions. And Hatate is coming off for Home, which is something I actually agree with. Don't think Hatate's had the best of the games. It has to be said. So that's the two changes. And now Feyenoord in possession again. Still with the ball here. Maida wins it back though. Back to O'Reilly. O'Reilly loses the ball this time. Now Yang will chase it. Can't get it back though right now. But yeah, I'm eager to see how Yang does right now. I mean, Palmer's not at the best of games. Bit of fresh legs on that right hand side could do us the world of good. Here's his first impact in. A brilliant bit of play there by Yang. Went out of play, but he was quick to react when the ball came to him. Flicked it past his opponent. Yes, it went out of the pitch, but it was still good play by Yang. And that's what you want to see. That burst of pace that he's got. That spring in his step. Now, a long ball forward that falls to Joe Hart's hands. Celtic are back in possession. With Lagerbilk. Pass up to O'Reilly. It is still 1-0 on the other game in the group as well, guys. Atletico Madrid are still winning 1-0 right now. Yang, do your thing. He's already looking better than Palmer, it has to be said. Scales here. Pass to Taylor. Not the best pass, but he does deal with it. Now Mido's fouled, but the foul was called earlier for Celtic with a foul by Minter. So it will be a free kick to the boys. Thoughts on the second half so far? 60 minutes played. Majority Feyenoord. Hoping that Yang makes an impact. Playing with home. But it is the Dutch side in possession right now. Here's the stat update. 54% possession, 46 in favour of Feyenoord. 8 total attempts, 7. 2 on target, 1 on target for Celtic. And Manchester City are now 2-1 up against Werner Zvezda, so money does win. And that's Julian Alves with a brace. Just been updated. So that disappointing for the Serbia fans out there. But Feyenoord are still dominating the second half right now in this game. And that's got to be a handball, ref, surely. Play on. Home here for Celtic. Back to Johnston. Now cross to Mida on that left side of the pitch. Taylor's running up there in support, but Mida's going to go alone. Gets a ball into the box and it goes out of play. And that'll be a goal kick to Feyenoord. Disappointing. Not good. Now Feyenoord again. Home is pressing very intensely here, but to no prevail right now. As the Dutch side still have possession. Back to Feyenoord, the keeper again. It's a bit deflating watching the second half so far. It's been pretty piss poor from Celtic, has to be said, man. This looks a bit uninspiring, really. Not much happening. And it is Feyenoord again on the attack here. With a long ball forward, trying to find Minter on the run. Packs out, and he's holding his head. And they called for a penalty to Feyenoord. That's not a penalty, ref. That is not a penalty. VAR check on that. That's a stinking decision. Yellow card to Lagerbilk as well. The referee's calling for a pen. And a red card. Second yellow. Lagerbilk. It's a red card. He's off the pitch. And it's a penalty to Feyenoord. I need to watch the replay to that because that is an absolute howler of a decision from first take. That's got to be reversed, surely. Let's watch the replay here. It was a foul on Paxal. That is not a penalty whatsoever. He's swinging his arms as he's like falling to the floor in momentum of running. That is not a penalty. They're still checking it, I think. They will check it, but that was a stinking decision. The penalty is one thing. Obviously, a second yellow card for Lagerbilk, so he's off the pitch. He's going to have to wait to the penalty, the VAR check. I don't think it's a penalty, personally. I think that should be overturned. It's done. It's decided. It's a penalty. And Lagerbilk is off the pitch, apparently. Yeah, that's a piss poor decision, in my opinion. Thoughts, let me know in the live chat. Is that a penalty, yes or no? I mean, he hits him with his arm, yeah, but the way it looked like he was running, he kind of swung his arm out. It doesn't look like it was intentional whatsoever. But Lagerbilk is off the pitch here. Check is over. Penalty stands. Paxau will take it for Feyenoord. The Feyenoord fans are waving their arms, saying goodbye to Lagerbilk as he walks off the pitch. Now running off the pitch. And this night has gone from bad to worse. The second half, I said it from the start of the second half, we've been piss poor. The last 25 minutes of the first half, and we started the second half very, very poor. Can Joe Hart maybe give us a glimmer of hope by saving this penalty? Then Brendan Rodgers can make some substitutions. But we'll go into that. Takes a penalty. It's a save by Joe Hart. He saves it. Joe Hart saved the penalty. Good penalty by Paxau, but a brilliant save from Joe Hart. That is what we needed from him on nights like this. Brilliant save, and he might keep us in the game. Yes, we're down to 10 men, but he saves the penalty. I'm sure they'll check that as well and make sure he's on his line. But I think he was. Yep, nothing wrong with that whatsoever. His foot's still on the line. Brilliant save from Joe Hart. Nothing wrong with that whatsoever. And that's what we wanted from him. That man there. Big performance on a European night when it matters most. Obviously, some substitutions need to be made right now with us only having 3 defenders on the pitch. Tenga's here now for Feyenoord. Well, that could be massive for us in this match. Good save, wasn't it? Love Cara. It was a good save. Wasn't a bad penalty either, but the ball falls to Feyenoord here. Defence is open. Half volley goes over the bar. But we need to make some substitutions right now. Get another defender on the park. Because we are looking pretty open. Well, who can we bring on here? Who should we bring on? Ralston has to be, right? Oh, mate, this is stinking. The whole defensive issue is absolutely honking. So many injuries, and now a red card to Lagerbilk as well. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Paxau, the man who just missed a penalty, is coming off the park for Feyenoord. Bit brutal. Is Mikey Johnson on the bench? I don't think so, no. I'm going to check now. No, Mikey Johnson is on the bench, but Michael Johnson is. Striker. No, he's not on the bench. Has to be Ralston, right? Or Home, maybe drop deep. I don't know. Drop into defence. Or McGregor. Oh, say it was a Water that's come on, so I think I missed that there. A Water's come on for someone, hold on. Yeah, Awarda's come on. Who's the best player in SPFL history? It's quite a few, I think. Larson, Dalglish, Kyogo. Ugh. They're doing a red card check on. They're doing a red card check on Home. What is going on here? Celtic 10 men, yes, yeah, we are. Lagerbilt's been sent off, and then there might be down to 9 men in a second here. There's a red card check on one of the Celtic players now. Odin Thiago home. It is. We're down to 9 men. We are down to 9 men right now. Odin Thiago home has just been sent off. Celtic are down to 9 men. This is absolutely ridiculous. Straight red card for a tackle on the Feyenoord man. 9 men now, yeah, Panenka. Yeah, 9 men. Odin Thiago Holmes been sent off. Lagerbilt's been sent off. Yeah, this is ridiculous. There's an agenda here. Do you know what? If we, it's not. I was kind of optimistic after we saved that penalty just then. My whole thing's just messed up there. But Feyenoord had just scored as well. I missed that goal completely. My whole thing just froze. Feyenoord had just scored a second. Sorry, I apologise for that. I completely missed that because my TV just glitched out. But Feyenoord have scored a second. Gertrude. And it's done now. It is done. Paxal, who's greeting because he missed his penalty, he can wipe his tears a little bit now. That's offside. It's offside. No? Didn't this referee have a stinker against Rangers as well? Against Union. If there's any Rangers fans, this referee, the Bosnian guy, didn't he have a howler against you guys as well? The goal will be checked, I think. I think it's offside. It probably doesn't matter too much now anyway, because we're down to 9 men, but it is offside. Yeah, goal's offside, it's only 1-0. A lot's just happened in the last 5 minutes here. We're down to 9 men. They scored a second goal. It was deemed offside, but it's not really going to matter now. We're down to 9 men. Panenka says, I'm a Rangers man. Didn't he referee you guys against Union? Was it the Union St. Gilles a while ago? I'm pretty sure the howl against you guys as well. Some of the decisions tonight have been pretty horrendous, in my opinion. No, it was no. To be fair, Davey, I wasn't talking about the Odin Thiago home one. I was talking about the Lagerbilk one. Wasn't I don't think the Odin Thiago home one was anything to thingy. But yeah, Feyenoord again on the attack down the right hand side. Ball gets floated into the box, headed away by Johnston. And it's out for a corner kick. Yeah, very close offside call, but it was. If we can get anything out of this game, if we can get a goal with 9 men, it'd be absolutely mental. But I don't see that happening right now. And it is Feyenoord again on the left side of the pitch. Floats the ball into the box. Headed away there by Scales. And now headed down by Stingers. And Joe Hart will collect for now. Yeah, so the update of what the initial substitution was, Zawata came on for Kyogo. And I'm not sure what's happened now with it. The whole thing's a mess, but yeah, 9 men on the pitch. Celtic fan meltdown tonight. I'm not in meltdown. Being realistic. The Thiago home one, red card, right? But the Lagerbilk one, questionable. Very questionable. Rangers should know what a meltdown is. Yeah, check some of the videos out on the channel, Palenka. You might like them. Right, Celtic have a free kick here. Ball comes into the box, blocked away, but Johnson does retrieve it. He floats the ball across to O'Reilly here on the left side, but he's beaten by the Feyenoord man. It's almost worth maybe being defensive and trying to break on the counter-attacks. I'm sure Feyenoord right now will be attacking a lot, trying to get that extra goal. As far as I know, goal difference counts quite a lot in the latter stages of the groups, so I'm sure they want to get more goals than just one. If we sit back quite defensively and maybe try and break on the counter-attack, we might be able to get a goal. But as I say, that they've broken again on that left side here. Ball comes into the box, McGregor clears it. It's Feyenoord again here now. So Maid is the man leading the line for us now. He's our main attacker. And the rest of the players are sitting back, soaking up the pressure. There's 15 more minutes of normal time to play. Feyenoord again. Falls out to... it's 2-0. Yeah, 2-0. It's done. It's done. It's done. Johanna back scored that one. Number 7. The left winger. 2-0 Feyenoord. It's done now. Oh, I'm done as well. Absolute howler. What can you do though? 9 players on the pitch, man. Then they got 12, so. Yeah. What time is your game on tomorrow, Panenka and Davey? What time are you kicking off in the Champions League tomorrow? Well, let's try and keep the scoreline reasonable here. I mean, not absolutely pumping by Feyenoord, to be honest. Yeah, Jahan Baksh is his name that scored it. Substitute that came on. Johnson here now for the boys. Gives it to Awata. They win a throw-in. Thursday nights are where it's at, my man. Sure is. We wouldn't know, mate. We wouldn't know. What are Rangers going for? A third place finish, Europa Conference League, or? Feyenoord in possession again here. Let's not make it ugly though. Let's try and keep it reasonable. I mean, not a big dirty score. Goal difference against us, really, do we? It's very rare you see teams down to 9 men, but it's not a pretty sight. Headed away by Scales. No, Feyenoord again. They just want goals now. They got a feeling. Use a guff, it'll get worse. Well, at least you're aware. It's just stinking, man. It's just stinking. O'Reilly here. Yang. It's a shame as well. I want to see, like, before all this crap happened, I was looking forward to how Yang did. Losing in Europe is a Celtic way. Is it though? Like, you guys have the worst Champions League record of all time. Actual worst record of all time. Bottled against Frankfurt. Yeah, they got goal fever. Yeah, definitely. I mean, they know they can get more. But Celtic do have possession right now. Yeah, and can we get 2 goals back maybe? Now Feyenoord again, back in possession. Maybe just end it 2-0. Call it a game now if you want. Be alright. Hopefully the referee doesn't take the piss and has like 11 minutes added on at the end. That's just pointless. That would be absolutely terrible. Obviously, we will do a full breakdown, or somewhat breakdown, tomorrow, for tomorrow's video on the channel. We'll go through what went well, not really much, and what went wrong, quite a lot. We'll also talk about the suspensions and how that really affects us going forward now. In the next few games, it's not ideal, is it really? Leg book won't be available, neither will Thiago home. Shot from distance here, goes wide from Feyenoord. A goal kick to Celtic. It's just disappointing, really. I felt like we started so well and it just turned to a shower of shit after a while. God, praying for a miracle right now, as long as we get 2 goals out of it. I don't want to sound like a defeatist, but I think that's pretty unrealistic right now. Stranger things have happened, I suppose. Hoyango is coming on for Maida, and Paolo Bernardo is coming on for O'Reilly. Yeah, I think Rodgers is just changing players around now for the sake of it. Just get some of them boys and get them some minutes. It's a shame. It's a shame. Ball goes out of play here for a Feyenoord throw-in. We've got about 10 minutes left here, or 8 minutes left of this half. Of this game, sorry. I know, ever hopeful, yeah. Unbelievable. Feyenoord again on the attack on that right side of the pitch. Back to Katira. Now ball into the box, cleared away by Paolo Bernardo. Now Feyenoord in possession again. Whilst this game goes on in the background, let's look at the other scores. Maybe into the box, collected by Joe Hart this time. PSG beating Dortmund 2-0, Mbappe and Hakimi. Porto winning 3-1 still. Man City beating Zvezda 3-1. Celtic on the attack now. With Oi. To Yang. Now back to Yang again, that right hand side. Now Feyenoord on the ball again. And play's been stopped here for an injury on a Feyenoord player. I believe it was the goal scorer from earlier. Now Cmonthehoopsceltic came down with an injury. Another foul from the Celtic player. He's just getting checked on the pitch. I'm sure those minutes will be added up towards the end. It's just annoying. It's just annoying. He's hurt his quad. Overall thoughts on the game, Celtic fans. What are your thoughts? Is there any positives you can take from this match? I really don't think there is. Maybe Joe Hart. Good penalty save. But you should have saved the free kick. I don't know. I'm very interested to see what Brendan Rodgers has to say about this game. I'm very interested. Yeah, this player's completely out. He's getting stretched off the park now. Does that mean they're down to 10 men? I don't know. Because they might not have another substitution. And then, no, they got another substitution to make, so they've still got 11 men on the pitch. Some of the interesting games happening tomorrow in the Champions League. Bayern versus Manchester United. Real Madrid versus Union Berlin. Obviously, Juranovic plays for them, former Celt. Galatasaray versus Copenhagen. Benfica versus Salzburg. Braga versus Napoli. Arsenal back in the Champions League versus PSV. Sevilla versus Lens. Yeah, Sevilla versus Lens. And Sociedad versus Inter. Very interesting games happening. I'm kind of tempted just to end stream here, guys. This is pretty depressing. Yeah, he rolled his ankle. And he's not very happy. Still be a lot of injury time added on at the end. Yeah, the player's holding his face. He's obviously in a lot of pain. It's Luka Ivanisevic who's injured. To all you Feyenoord fans out there. Still hoping we can get at least one goal. Yeah, that would be nice, to be fair. I'd like to see Yang score it. Or either or. Or an own goal, I don't mind. Feyenoord are in possession still. And now Feyenoord on the ball again. On that right side of the pitch. Laying it forward for a player to attack to. The goal scorer, Johanna lays it into the box, but cleared away by Celtic. If it was 1-0 right now, I'd be like, sense of optimism about it. I'd be like, oh, yeah, kind of like, could get a goal, but the fact it's 2-0 is just a bit. Feyenoord on the attack still here. Out to the right hand side, it goes out of play there for a Celtic throw in. And there's 7 minutes of stoppage time as the physios or medics, as you call them, are trying to trying to take the guy off the stretcher down the tunnel. And it's a very hard tunnel to navigate because it's a trap door that goes underground, and they were struggling to get him through there. I'm sure they'll manage. Trained medical professionals. That's probably one of the most strange tunnels I've ever seen in football. How to get onto the pitch? It's like an automatic trap door. So random. You wouldn't even know it's there. Overall, game was piss poor from Celtic's point of view, but the stadium was quite nice. Some interesting features. And depending on how bad our injuries are by the time we play in our next Champions League match, it could be even worse now with Lega Bilk not available. So things are really getting from bad to worse. We currently have a Walter at centre-back playing for us, and they have just scored their third goal. So it's 3-0 to Feyenoord, and that is Linnea, and it's raised for offside. We all see with the VAR check here. Linesman saying it's offside. Linger is saying it's not. I mean, pretty offside, mate, I'm afraid. Actually, I don't know. I'd say it's offside, but see what happens. Linger scored that one. Yeah, I'm kind of losing my mind a little bit watching this. I think it might stand. See what happens. Come on, referee, give him a yellow card, mate. He's giving you gob. This referee's got such a little smug face about him as well. Doesn't like him. Yeah, goal won't stand. Offside. They put the ball in the back of the net 5 times this match, and only 2 have stood. No, sorry, they put the ball in the back 4 times this match. No, wait. I'm absolutely chatting waffle here. Put the ball in the back 4 times and missed a penalty. That's what I meant to say. Give him a red card. Please. You guys getting proper gobby to the ref, man. As you'd expect, it is still Feyenoord in possession, though, regardless, because they've got the 3-man advantage. And they are through on goal again, but Joe Hart collects this one. About 3.5 minutes left of the stoppage time. Chances. Love Cara, put a bet. To be absolutely amazing. You become a very, very, very rich man tonight if that goes through. 2 goals by the end of the game for Celtic. Yeah, Rangers are cutting about, mate. They always do when stuff like this happens. I'm sure they'll be watching their game on Thursday night. beating some team from Lithuania, thinking they're prime Barcelona. See what happens. How many did we get sent off? It was 2 in the end. But then push the referees paid for by them. I don't know, probably reaching, but I've got to blame someone. No, it's not overall. I mean, first 20 minutes were decent. The rest of the game since then was pretty much all Feyenoord. What can you say? Just didn't show up. Make excuses and all this crap, but it is what it is. I mean, we haven't really had one good goal scoring chance all game, so what can we expect? You know what I mean? I think I slightly. Yeah, I think I briefly remember Hatata getting a shot on target. But that was a long time ago. A lot's happened since then. I mean, the Green Brigade, I see them on the top right there. They're still absolutely loving it. Usual hard luck story. Wow, Lazio have just scored a 95th minute equaliser, so that's some positive, I suppose. Maybe. Is that positive? I don't really know. 1-1, a point each for those two. Do you know, I'm not even being funny, right? I'm looking at the Lazio and Athletic Madrid. You call me crazy, but I think both of them are kind of crap this season, right? I think Lazio have won one game all season, I think, and I think Athletic Madrid are struggling as well. Might just be chatting out my arse there, I'm not too sure, but I think we can do something against them at Celtic Park. I think we can beat Feyenoord at Celtic Park as well. It's just different though. It's different. But that should be the game now. It's 97th minute. I probably won't linger around too long after the match. I think I've taken as much as I can for one night. 2 red cards, 2 goals, and a disappointing night in Europe again. So probably leave it as that. That is a full time, guys. Full time whistle just gone. Feyenoord were the better team throughout. Dodgy decision for the League of One, in my opinion. But overall, you can't really expect to win a match with no real chances on goal. So what else can you say, really? Hopefully, well, tomorrow, if you are going to stick around to the channel, we will upload a video about the whole situation, our thoughts on the game, stuff like that. Kind of a little breakdown, see the positives, the negatives, stuff like that. So if you want to watch that, it'll be out tomorrow at some point. But yeah, guys, take care, and I'll see you tomorrow on the video if you guys are watching. Bye-bye.